Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I make videos on finance, investing, and business. And in this video, we'll be going over inflation. If you want to keep up with all my videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Now let's hop right in. So the things we're going to cover in this video are what inflation is, an example of inflation, what causes inflation, the indexes of inflation, and finally, we'll go over the pros and cons of inflation. So what is inflation? Inflation is a general increase in prices and the fall in the purchasing power of money. Let's say Kate here received $1 from her parents in the year 1990. The purchasing power of that dollar would be the same amount in 1990. However, in the year 2020, that dollar would be only able to purchase around 48 cents worth of goods. Now we're going to talk about things that cause inflation. The first thing is demand pull effect. Demand pull effect occurs when demand for services and goods exceeds production capacity. An example of demand pull effect is growing economies. When economies are booming, families tend to spend more than save, which can gradually cause inflation. The next one is inflation expectation. When people expect inflation, they will buy things to avoid it at higher costs in the future. This increases demand and in result inflation. The next thing we're going to talk about is overexpansion / growth of money supply. This occurs when there's too much money but not enough goods, also known as an oversupply of money. Next we have reputable brands. Marketing can create high demand for products. An example is the recently announced PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S. And the final cause we have is breakout tech innovations. A company like Tesla, which has a one-of-a-kind product, can sell parts which other car companies may not have. This starts a common theme of high demand for a product. Now we're going to talk about the cost push effect. This occurs when production cost increases price. Alright, now let's move on to the second thing that causes inflation, cost push effect. The first example we're going to look at is inflation of wages. Wage inflation occurs when workers have enough leverage to demand more wages. This is why it's also called a wage push inflation. The second driver of cost push effect is government taxation and regulations. These rules can ultimately reduce supplies of products and lead to inflation. Like many things, inflation has an index. As a matter of fact, inflation doesn't only have one index, it has 3 indexes: the wholesale price index, the consumer price index, and the producer price index. Now let's talk about inflation pros and cons. Let's start off with the pros. Moderate inflation enables economic growth. Moderate inflation allows adjustment of real wages. Moderate inflation allows adjustment of prices. And finally, inflation is better than deflation, which can cause recessions. Now let's move on to the disadvantages. Inflation creates uncertainty and lower investment. Inflation reduces international competitiveness. To reduce inflation can lead to recessions, fall in value of savings, and finally, if wages don't keep up, lower real wages will occur. Well, that's it for the video. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like it down below. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you want to keep up with all my videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. And finally, if you want to check out some great finance tools, check them out in my description below. Well, have a great week, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.